Welcome back to Turkish for Clever Idiots. Nasılsınız? Nasıl gidiyor? How's it going? İyi misin? Are you good? Ben iyiyim. Teşekkürler. Right, today we're going to be looking at family and friends. Aile ve arkadaşlar. Aile. Again, I'm going to try to talk from the front of my mouth, although I'm not 100% convinced. I tried to make my husband talk different ways to see if it was coming from the front of his mouth. I don't know. I'm going to carry on for now till I'm told stop talking like that. So aile ve arkadaşlar. Family and friends. Okay. Again, I've got some pictures to help. Let's look through erkek, çocuk. So erkek, male, çocuk, child. But then you would say, so a boy basically. But then from my son, then if it's your son, then you'd say oğlum, my son. But then a general boy, erkek çocuk. Arkadaşlar, you know, friends. Çocuklar, well, if çocuk is a child, çocuklar must be children. Kız çocuk, girl child, so girl. And then kızım is my daughter. Now, you will hear a lot of, I'm going to go say old women, but it may not be older women. But when they talking to children, they'll say kızım, but it doesn't mean my daughter. Is it something to do with a goat? Or a lamb? I think kız is lamb. So maybe they're like saying, oh, my little lamb. Or maybe it's just another like term of like my little darling, I guess, essentially. Anyway, it sounds the same to me, but it's not. It's kız çocuk. You've got çift. Çift is a pair or a couple. Adam, erkek. Adam, you can guess. Adam and Eve. Adam. Aile. And aile, you know, family. Kadın or bayan. Kadın, bayan. So more commonly, like in the toilets, you'll see erkek, bayan. But I think they're pretty much used interchangeably. Ailemde 8 kişi var. There are 8 people in my family. Aile, family. The M makes it my. De is in. Ailemde 8 kişi var. Var is either I have or there are. N-E arkadaşımın adı Bob. My best friend's name is Bob. I'm not sure I know anyone called Bob. 17 çocuğum var. I do not have 17 children. For me, I would say çocuğum yok. I have no children. Çocuğum yok. So what's true for you? Have a practice. Then we have just some vocab here. So kişi, kişiler. Person, people. İnsan, insanlar. Kadın, kadınlar. Erkek, erkekler. Çocuk, çocuklar. Aile, aileler. Now, kişi is more common than insan. Insan, I think it's more like human. If you're talking about humans, which I don't know, how often do you say the word human? I don't know. I feel like they use a little bit more here than in the English language. But kişi is just use kişi because that's going to make more sense. You can't go wrong with kişi, but what you might do, you might hear insan and then say, why are they saying insane all the time? But insan is just people. Now, have a look at these lar, the ends of this sentence, the ends of these words that make them plural. Can you see Can you see the trend? Can you see why or how they're making these words plural? Now, to be honest, it's actually easier in Turkish than in English because, as you know, in English there are so many irregular words. I'm sure there are in Turkish, but have I come across them? Not yet. So, right, I put the rules in the bottom then. So if the last vowel of the word is I, U, U, then it's ler. If it's a, I, o, u, I know I'm already doing those wrong. Lar. Okay. So those stronger vowels, that's how I look at them. I don't know why. They've got the dots on them. Apart from the E or Turkish they've got a dot on it. It's the last vowel of the word. You put ler, ler. But if it's got no dot on the last vowel, or if it's an if it's got no dot, except for the E, lar. You do get used to this quickly enough, actually. Well, I say get used to this, I understand it, but when I don't always remember to use the correct lar. It will happen, I'm sure. All right. So have a practice what's true for you in these situations and try and get those words into your head, especially for the next part. Members. Okay, family members. So you can see resim sekiz, me, Ben. I've put the numbers in the order. I haven't put the English translation, but you know the English for these people, so I'm not going to do that. Let's go. Resim bir, granddad. Dede. Think of daddy, but daddy's daddy. Dede. Resim iki, granny, grandma, whatever you want to call her in your language, but they've got a mother's side and a father's side. So anneanne, mom's mom, babaanne, dad's mom. I don't think there's a difference for the dede, for the granddad. There might be. Let's not worry about that right now. Resim üç, baba, dad. Resim dört, anne, mom. Resim beş, amca or dayı. Amca is your dad's brother. Dayı is your mom's brother or your mom's side. You'll also hear amca when someone referring to like an older than them gentleman. So a little kid might call, I don't know, a 40-year-old amca, uncle. It just means uncle, even if it's not your uncle in your family. But it's just instead of saying someone's name, you will notice in Turkey that they use family members' names as a, I guess, sign of respect. Resim alta, your aunt. Your aunt would be teyze on your dad's side, hala on your mom's side. Teyze is also, again, the same as amca. You might be called teyze by younger people as a sign of respect instead of saying your name. In my head, teyze is a little old woman, but I did hear a little kid refer to my friend who's younger than me as teyze. So I guess if you're old enough to be an aunt, you might get called teyze, you might get called amca, but it is actually being respectful. What do we have next? Resim yedi, kız kardeş. So kız kardeş is for a younger sister. Abla, older sister. Resim dokuz is erkek kardeş, younger brother. Abi, older brother. Now that abi is kind of, that's not actually the formal way of writing it, but that's more commonly how it's written and how it's, I guess, said. Abi, not abi, abi. It's more like an ah. Then we have cousin. Yeah, so resim on ve on beer cousin. Cousin, easy. Cousin. Then if you want to say my for any of these, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, you just put an M at the end, or if it ends with a vowel, I think there's only two here that end with a vowel, you're going to put the IM, depending on the last vowel letter, as you know now. So, Annem, my mother. Babam, my father. Kuzenim, my cousin. Ablam, my older sister. Teyzem, my auntie, on my dad's side. You get the drift. Have a practice. Pronounce them. See if you can get used to these words. Oh, I forgot to mention. So I've mentioned about amja and teyze as a sign of respect for older people. But if they're only a little bit older than you, then you also probably won't. They don't really tend to use the name. They might say, I don't know, Josh Abim. So my brother, or Josh Abby. Kind of, again, as a time, it's just, yeah, it's respectful. So you can say big brother, big sister for a girl. Abla. You might hear abla. If they think you're much older, you might get teze. And I guess that's where, for me, or if you're from Ireland, the UK, you're like, oh, why did they call me teze? I should just be sister. I should just be big sister, abla. And if you're talking to someone you don't know how old they are, they might be younger than you. Do you say their name? Do you not say their name? Will they feel disrespected if you call them abla and they're like 10 years younger than you? Yeah, it's still a funny one that I'm still sussing out, so I just don't call anybody anything. It's just easier. Hey, you. No, I don't do that, but yeah, I just avoid it until I figure it out. Okay, so uch resim var. There are 3 pictures. Who do you see? Resim bir. So think about man, woman, child, daughter. What words do you know? What words could you use for picture 1? Erkek, adam, kadın, bayan, kız çocuk. Resim 2. Oh, one word we didn't practice, or I didn't cover. Baby, bebek. Bebek. So let's go back to resim 1. Erkek, man, kadın, woman, kız çocuk, girl. Or it might be baba, dad, anne, mom, kız çocuk, daughter. Or it can just say kız. Resim 2. Kim var? Who is there? Again, tekrar. Erkek, kadın, bebek. Veya, or baba, anne, çocuk. Resim 3. Now, these people, I think the picture is trying to say they're a little bit older. So again, kadın, erkek, or bayan, adam, ve, and kız çocuk, a little girl. Or it's anneanne, maybe, or babaanne. Or I've just remembered another word for a granny, nine. I guess like nana, nine. So I don't know if that's on the dad's side or the mom's side. I'll have to check that one. And then we've got dede, granddad. And one we didn't practice on the previous page, torun. So torun is grandchild, And thankfully in this case, doesn't matter if it's male, female, torun is torun, grandchild, so it doesn't matter, grandson, granddaughter, just grandchild. Nice and easy. Okay, a bit of a boring grammar part, but kind of important, okay? This is my, this is your. So if you're introducing people, this is a good one to know. This is my, I guess, the most important. So I'm going to start with father, okay? Bu, benim, babam. Bu, senin, baban. Not many situations you'll have to say that, but you never know. Bu, onun, babası. That's the one I always forget. Always, always, always. Now, if you've got some names, okay? So bu onun babası, remember, is this is his father, this is her father, this is its father. But then if you've got a name, okay, if it ends with a consonant, bu jakin babası. If your name ends with a vowel sound, bu adanın babası. Okay, when I say a vowel sound, like my name is Alice, yeah, it ends with an E, it ends with a vowel, but it doesn't end with a vowel sound. Okay, so I would say, bu Alice'in babası. I wouldn't have to say bu Alice'nin babası. Just bu Alice'in babası. So whatever the last sound in your name is, if it's a consonant, un, if it's a vowel, nun. Bu bizim babamız. This is our father. Bu onların babası. I feel like the hardest one to remember is the s, because it doesn't follow the pattern. Like easy. Benim babam. Senin baban. The s ones, because it doesn't follow that in pattern, is you have to kind of think about it. And bizim babamız kind of follows the pattern. I guess it's miz instead of zim. Anyway, practice, practice. Now, so baba ends with a vowel, and that's why it has those endings. But kuzen ends with a consonant. So it's a slightly different, actually a little bit easier. Bu benim kuzenim. So instead of just an M at the end, you have to put the EM, IM. Bu senin kuzenin. Bu onun kuzeni. So this time, you don't put the s. That S is there because the baba ends with an S. So you can't go bu onun baba. It's just, I don't know. I guess that's why they do it. So if it ends with a vowel, bu onun babası, bu onun annesi, bu onun abisi. But if it ends with a vowel like kuzen, kardeş, bu onun kardeşin. No, sorry. Bu onun kardeşi, bu onun kuzeni. Okay, and the same with the names. Bu Jack'ın kuzeni, bu Adan'ın kuzeni. And then bu bizim kuzenimiz. So you have to go imiz, not just miz for this one. So this is a bit harder. And bu onların kuzeni. Now I know this bu word is the same as the su word that I have problems with and I say wrong. So I'm trying to think like bu. It's not bu. It's not bu. Bu. Su, bu. Anyway, I plan on saying su and bu really fast when I speak Turkish. So I sound like I know what I'm talking about and I can't take the piss out of my pronunciation. So that's also my advice for you. Anyway, okay, I think that's enough brain work for one day. Oh my goodness, we're over the 20-minute mark today. That's not good. Right, make sure you spend time going through slide by slide. Maybe take, 10 minutes after each slide, practice the vocab, practice my possibly poor pronunciation. But yeah, try and get the gist of it. All right, I'll see you hopefully again soon. If I've got you this far, I'm so bloody impressed. If you can give the videos a like, if you can give it a subscribe, I don't know what even that's going to do. I'm not trying to make money out of this, just trying to get it out there, even if I'm embarrassing myself. All right, chat to you soon. Good as should is. Take care. Bye bye.